Any minute now, we're going to be joined by Matthew de Kock, who's going to be talking to us about the preparation of Takingthepeace for the third leg of the Triple Tiara. Mary Slack has put so much passion and commitment into the game with Jessica and all the people associated with Wilgerbosdrift and Turffontein. And this little special filly, a daughter of Visionnaire out of a mare called Lisa Ann, bred by Bruce and Joe Gardner at Summerhill Stud, is carrying the hopes of two of the most enthusiastic young guys that racing has ever seen. They've reinvented the meaning of the word joy, and we're now going to find out from Matthew what it's been like in this week building up to the 2,450 meters South African Oaks. How's Matthew de Kock feeling going into the third leg of the Triple Tiara?
Yeah, Andy, of course, very nervous, but we don't feel the pressure here really because, like you said, it wasn't really expected of her, and she doesn't owe us anything. What she's done until now has been, unbelievable, and she's already achieved at the highest level, Group 1 level, and she's not meant to stay 2-4. So whatever happens on Saturday, it will matter, but it won't matter in the end because what she's done already, she owes us nothing.
I think the precedent that Makepeace and Michael Shea have set in terms of jubilation and joy is really what the sport needs, and one can never get enough of it. But just to see what happened in the Guineas and then the follow-up in the Classic it's just joyous for racing.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and I actually just think that's how everyone actually feels inside, and all they're doing is really just expressing that. And maybe some people are not brave enough or bold enough to express it, but they've just got a no care fun attitude, and I think they're just showing it.
Yeah, I must admit, I got an email from Gaynor Rupert after the Met, and she said to me, that's what it's really all about. I mean, obviously, as you get older, you restrain yourself from expressing that joy, but they're exuberant characters, and this filly's really brought out the best of them.
Yeah, they're young and bold, and I think everyone has appreciated watching them celebrate like that, and obviously, hopefully it'll be like that again on Saturday, and it's just been a good story coming together.
When you think of all the coincidences, first of all, her sire, Visionnaire, I mean, it's great vision to have started that syndicate, and the On a Mission syndicate has brought so much excitement to racing.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. It's it was an idea of mine, but most of the thanks has got to go to my dad because he's supported me all the way, and I really felt that the industry was just lacking in young ownership and young people being involved, and Murray and Mike have probably been the right people to have a good horse like this and just show people that it can be fun. And nothing was fixed and nothing was planned, and everything's just kind of worked out extremely well, and just got to thank the racing gods for that.
There's an incredible ad going around at the moment where the little girl sits in the back of the car. It's the most adorable ad.
They think it's theirs. Look at them. They have no idea. It's not theirs. It's mine.
I think the bad news for you guys is that you haven't really found out that you don't actually have anything to do with Takingthepeace. That all belongs to Murray Makepeace's little son.
Yeah, listen, I think everyone's extended families have now taken ownership of the horse. It's been a great story, and I think there's a lot of people out there supporting on Saturday, which is really awesome.
Okay, let's get to the girl herself. Have you changed anything in terms of her preparation to get a 1.5 miles? Because let's be honest, it's a massive jump from 1800 to 2.4 at Turffontein.
Yeah, we've made little adjustments, but you can't make massive adjustments with only 4 weeks to go. She's extremely fit. She was extremely fit for the Classic. All we've done is basically keep her fresh and happy. Things have gone smoothly. We can't ask much more than that.
She's tailor-made for this kind of race in her manner of racing. She just switches off, which is beautiful, and she doesn't give Callum any kind of a hard time to get her there.
Yeah, that's probably the only asset she has going for her with regards to staying the trip is the way she runs, and like you said, her mannerism. She's very switched off in the race, and she sat last both legs and passed the whole field. And from a bad draw, it's probably going to be similar tactics. Nothing much in her pedigree to say that she stays, but like you said, her racing style does suggest it.
There's a big thing going around at the moment with angles. They started off comparing the angles of Galileo and Frankel and Nathaniel and all these great horses, and they're talking about her angles as being the angles of a filly that will definitely stay.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the angles. I know that she's a trier. She's got a lot of heart. You can see by her eye, she's very honest. and for me, she's a good size filly weighing 485 kilograms. I think she's got a lot of things in the right place.
Now, we do know that her stable companion, Silver Thursday, had an off day on the Classic after a decent performance in the Guineas. She's back to her best?
She is. We always felt the Oaks was the right distance. Classic, we thought she'd be very competitive based on the Guineas run, but things didn't work out. Also, Anthony falling off the race before. Carl didn't know, not blaming Carl at all. Just things didn't go her way that day, and this has been her main mission, and she's had a good prep for it, and she's got a good draw. She'll be very competitive.
Now, imagine it's 30 seconds before they jump. She's just about taken up a position in the starting stalls. You couldn't possibly be hoping to have two better fillies than the ones that you've got in the race.
Yeah, 100%. We're very lucky, very fortunate. We definitely thought Silver Thursday would be in the Oaks, but 3-4 months ago, I didn't think Takingthepeace would be lining up. But 30 seconds before the race, my heart rate will definitely be going through the roof.
You must have a chance sometimes to have a heart-to-heart with your dad. I know that he's not a particularly chatty person, but he just gets on with the business. But what's he feeling?
Yeah, listen, after she won the Guineas was one of the few times I've actually heard him cry on the phone. He was very emotional. I think he understands the whole vibe around us young people in racing, and especially also Kevin, Shea's son Mike, and me, we've all been very close for a long time. So I think she's also a part of the family for him. He doesn't get too emotional, but I think he feels it just as much as everyone else.
And the beauty is that you've had Callan Murray grab a fair share of Group 1 races on various different horses, whether they're real men like Rafif or whatever the case may be. So he's up to it, we believe.
Yeah, listen, I was thinking about the other day. It's not an easy task for a young jockey to be shouldering this kind of pressure, but like you said, he's already been there and done it. Won three Group 1s on a day. He seems to rise to the occasion very well. Got a nice level head on him, so not lacking in confidence in our jockey on the day. He knows her very well, and I'm sure he's the right man for the job.
Well, on behalf of the South African horse racing fraternity, we'd like to thank you and Team de Kock for being so approachable. We know that you've had boundless attention from the social media, which has been very good, but must be also quite tedious.
Yeah, listen, it's not the easiest thing in the world to deal with, but we understand that times like these don't come around too often, and hopefully it ends well. But we want to share this filly with everyone, and the experience and the reason why we brought young people in racing, and just thankful that it's all come off accordingly. Yeah, listen, we're more than open to anybody that wants to come and get involved.